During a romantic candlelit dinner down at Mar-a-Lago, Donald Trump was speaking with Justin Trudeau and apparently made a joke or a threat or I don't know, is anything serious anymore? Everything's trolling that Canada should become the 51st state or something. Take a look at this. Oh, I'm sure Trudeau is just having the best time having to have dinner with Trump. He's not dreading the next period of time. I mean, I don't know how much longer he's going to be the leader of Canada or whatever, but while he is, it's going to suck for him having to deal with Donald Trump. But anyway, Trump had, of course, threatened a 25% tax on everything coming across the border from Canada. Now, they would, of course, do the same to us. Trade would largely break down between the two countries. It'd be economically devastating for everyone. But Trump isn't worried about that. He feels emboldened by the chaos he's about to unleash. Here is how the talks went, according to Fox News.
Trudeau told President-elect Trump that new tariffs would kill the Canadian economy. Trump joked to him that if Canada can't survive without ripping off the US to the tune of $100 billion a year, then maybe Canada should become the 51st state and Trudeau could become its governor.
It's because screw them. MAGA screw you, Canada. You suck. You're our ally and have been for a really long time. I don't know what you've done to us that's so bad, but there was like a trucker convoy. Remember that? So screw you. You could be the 51st state or whatever. I mean, it would almost certainly elect 2 Democrats to the Senate, but forget that. Screw you. So anyway, there's some actual issues there. Yes. So first of all, they screw us to the tune of $100 billion. Trump, again, he did the same thing in his first term, appears to believe that because there's a trade deficit, a trade imbalance between the US and Canada, that Canada is screwing us out of $100 billion. To be clear, we purchase more products from them than they purchase from us for a couple of reasons that don't necessarily mean they're screwing us. First of all, we're a much larger country with a much larger economy that produces many more things. But also we have way more money than them. We have more money to spend. When you are purchasing more products from these foreign countries, that's a representation of the fact that you have more spending power as a country than the people living there do. That's a demonstration of our strength, not a demonstration of our economic subjugation by Canada. That's simply not how trade deficits work. And again, as with tariffs, I guess, Yaz, it is way too late to hope that Donald Trump is going to learn how economics works. He's gotten to, I don't know, what is he, 85, 90 years old or whatever, and he doesn't understand it. But unfortunately for us, he will be in charge of our economy. What do you think?
Yeah, and speaking of, to your point, 80% of Canada is uninhabited. Like there's not people up there, right? They don't have a lot of people. So as far as the trade deficit or whatever he wants to call it, there's just not as many people up there who are going to buy our stuff. John, do you remember though, when Donald Trump tried to buy Greenland during his first term? That was fun. That didn't go over very well. That was embarrassing. But we do get a lot of lumber from the Canadians. So good luck to anyone who's already struggling to buy a house. It's going to get a lot more difficult going forward. And you asked whether or not he's going to just learn about the economy now. I don't think he needs to. He doesn't need to learn about the economy. He knows what he wants to do and he knows how it's going to benefit him and all of his friends. So that's what he's going to do. And he can say whatever he wants to. And his supporters will just say, oh, he knows what he's talking about, and they'll believe him. Even if all of the economists are saying this does not make sense, even if all of the business people are saying this does not make any sense, and that this is going to be so much worse for most average Americans, which is most of us, right? Well, it doesn't matter because they're still going to back whatever he says. So he doesn't need to learn about the economy. He doesn't need to educate anyone about the economy. He just needs to say what he's going to say and do what he's going to do, and they will support him.
Possibly. We are going to do what we can here on the show, you soon on Blue Sky, to educate them to the extent that we can. So first of all, one of the issues that Trump brought up, we could put up his Truth Social post or whatever. I don't want to have to read his words that much just yet. I'm trying to hold off on that, but he's basically saying they're letting too many immigrants in, through the forests of Canada. Everybody knows lots of immigrants cross over. If we could jump to graphic 4, in the first 10 months of 2024, US Border Patrol intercepted 21,000 migrants crossing illegally. Okay, 21,000 people's a good amount of people. That's nothing compared to the scale of immigration in and out of our country. It's nothing. And again, does he know that? Does he not know it? Is he stupid? Is he lying? I don't know. Is both? I'm not sure. But also, like, look, some right wingers are there. They love this. You'll be the 51st state. The reason I'm pointing it out that I have an issue with it, and to any right wingers watching this, is not just like, hey, that's sort of a weird way for us to deal with one of our strongest, longest term allies or whatever. I know that you don't care about that. You don't remotely care about that. There is a reason he is talking to Canada in that way. And it's not to scam me. Clearly, that's not going to work. It's to scam you. He's got you cheering, rah, 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 economic chaos with Canada. Yeah, and who cares if it hurts them? They could become a state. Again, you are going to pay the cost for this. When he does his trade war with Canada, we're going to sell less stuff to Canada. Anything we buy from Canada is going to be more expensive. You are cheering your own economic degradation. And I know you've gotten used to that on the right. That's like a core part of being part of the MAGA movement, but it's strange considering you voted for, your financial insecurities over your lessening purchasing power. Why are you so excited to pay more for all of these products? And it's a lot. Bear in mind the tariffs that he has been campaigning on could add, according to economists, people who actually study this, between $1,900 to $7,600 for an average household. That is so much money, and you are signing that check over, and all you're getting in return is, ha, Trudeau, you suck. I don't like you. I think that you're overpaying for that, honestly. Any final thought before we go to break?
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched on the most obvious thing. Is like, people voted for Donald Trump in large part because the price of eggs was too high, right? The rent is too high, the eggs are too expensive, everything, right? So all of this feels like people who were either misled or they really do have kind of an anarchistic approach to all of this. They think that the border is really that significant of an issue, including the Canadian border, which really historically has never been that big of an issue, as far as illegal immigration is concerned, at least. And they really believe that illegal immigration is such a big problem that they're willing to pay that much, they think, just for a little while to fix that problem. So a lot of, it seems obvious that, that you don't understand how tariffs work, but the ones that do are willing to pay that price for what they believe in, for what they've been told for the last several years by Trump and by the Republicans, that both borders now are huge problems.